Milestone birthdays. They're not just another year on the calendar. They are moments. Moments that really deserve an incredible celebration. But how do you make sure that celebration is something people talk about for years? Well, today, we're going to let you in on one simple secret that can take your party from pretty good to absolutely legendary. Let's dive in.
So this is the question, isn't it? It's what keeps every party host up at night. You're not just throwing a party, you're trying to create a core memory. You want your guests to leave saying, that was the best party ever. The pressure to nail it is definitely real.
And all that pressure, it really boils down to one thing. Expectations are sky high. Doesn't matter if it's for a 21st or a 50th. Everyone, especially the person being celebrated, is hoping for something truly special.
Just think about it for a second. Turning 21 is this huge rite of passage, right? It demands this non-stop, high-energy vibe.
Then you've got a 30th birthday, which is all about kicking off a new decade with a serious bang.
By the time you hit 40, you're looking for something a bit more sophisticated, a little more stylish, but still a ton of fun.
And for a 50th and beyond, it's really about celebrating in style. But let's be honest, without any of the stress. Every single one of these milestones has its own unique flavor, but the goal is always the same: make it memorable.
And that's it, exactly. These aren't just birthdays. They are moments. And moments like these deserve something more than just a playlist and some snacks. They need a real experience, something that turns a simple get-together into a lasting memory. So how in the world do you create that kind of signature experience without piling on more stress for yourself? Well, that brings us to a surprisingly simple, frosty, and really fun solution that can totally change the game for your party.
The secret is to create what's called a signature experience. It's just a unique, shared moment that becomes the heart of the event. And a margarita machine? It's not just making drinks, it is that experience, just waiting to happen. What it does is create this amazing focal point. You know how at parties people can sometimes break off into little separate groups? This changes all that. The machine becomes this natural social hub where people gather, they chat, they laugh. It instantly injects this fun, central energy into the entire party. Okay, but let's be real here. This isn't the only option out there. Most hosts are usually weighing two other choices: hiring a professional bartender or just going to full DIY route. So let's break down how they really compare. First up, let's look at the margarita machine versus the hired bartender. Now, on the surface, it seems like they do the same thing, but they actually create two totally different party atmospheres. And this chart really lays it all out. With the higher bartender, you're looking at higher hourly costs, and what always happens when the party's at its peak? Yep, a line forms. But with the margarita machine, you've got one fixed rental cost, there's zero waiting, and every single drink is perfectly blended every time. It completely changes the vibe from a formal service station to a fun, interactive centerpiece. All right, now for the path that so many of us are tempted to take, the DIY approach. I mean, it seems easy enough, right? I'll just mix some drinks myself. But as we're about to see, the dream and the reality, they're often very different things.
Because what happens is, suddenly, you're not the host anymore. You're an employee at your own party, stuck in this stress loop. You're running for more ice, you're mixing endless batches, you're trying to measure everything correctly, cleaning up sticky spills. And honestly, the worst part of it all? You look up and realize you're so busy working that you are completely missing your own party. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't this thing kind of a one-trick pony? That's a super common thought. But actually, the machine's versatility is one of its biggest strengths.
And this is such an important question for any great host. You're going to have designated drivers, guests who just don't drink, maybe even kids running around. So how do you make sure everyone feels included in the fun?
Well, the answer is super simple. The alcohol is optional, but the fun is absolutely guaranteed. You can easily make one side a delicious, non-alcoholic frozen slushie that's perfect for kids and non-drinkers. And for the other side, you're not just limited to tequila. Think rum for daiquiris or vodka for other frozen cocktails. It instantly makes the party inclusive for everybody. And another huge benefit, especially for those big milestone parties, is just pure efficiency. This setup can serve a huge crowd in a flash. You can say goodbye to those long, awkward bar lines snaking through the party. Guests just help themselves, which keeps the energy high and the whole party flowing smoothly. So when you put all of this together, you start to realize this isn't just an upgrade for your guests, it's actually the host's secret weapon. And honestly, this right here is probably the most important takeaway of all.
This is about giving you, the host, the freedom to actually be present and enjoy your own party. You get to step away from all the work and make memories right there with your guests.
This really says it all. The choice is yours. You can be stressed out and stuck in the kitchen, or you can be out there with your friends and family, drink in hand, actually soaking in the moment. You get to stop being the party's worker and just be part of the celebration.
So, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. A milestone only happens once. When your guests look back on this party years from now, what do you want them to remember? A stressed-out host who was running around all night, or the laughter, the fun, and that amazing frozen drink you all got to share together? The choice is yours.